What's going on YouTube? Tin Can Gardener here, and just watering my greens. Well, now that ain't gonna work, is it? Let's see here. Flat, angle, shower. There we go. So I'm just out here watering my greens. It is the 19th of November. It's been pretty cold in the mornings, and in the afternoons we're getting up into the mid 70s, which for South Florida is actually kind of chilly, but it's good for the plants. I have been staying relatively busy, just trying to keep everything watered. As you can see, my one tomato over there succumbed to blight, but I got some cuttings from it. That's a black crim. Just ain't doing too hot up here, but I gotta water this pretty thoroughly so I can get some life back in my greens over here. And you know, whenever I was going to class for Master Gardener, they talked a lot about right plant, right place. And back in my greenhouse here is facing the southern hemisphere, so it probably gets a little bit too much light. You know, I've tried to grow peppers here and everything else, and it might be the soil. It might just be, who knows, bad luck, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with something I'm doing wrong. But I'll figure it out as I go on. The greens are doing okay. This Georgia candy roaster squash over there, it's doing alright. I got a pepper plant there that ain't doing so hot. And my silk floss tree, which is always doing pretty good. Oh, the wind shifted on me. I also took out the side bed and had to make sure that I was getting seeds in there and getting all the weeds out. This is what's going on in the greenhouse. Not too many things too fancy. Got mangoes in here, seed starter trays. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what I put in here, so it could be anything from tomatoes to herbs. I'm pretty sure they're all peppers. Let me see here, I got something coming up. Yep, they're peppers. So I'm guessing I probably grew some hot peppers in here, maybe some chilies. Definitely grew something. So just trying to keep everything watered. Doing this and filming is not easy, so let me see if I can just get that up in there like so. Okay, but yeah, just trying to keep stuff watered. Here's a pepper plant that I took a bunch of cuttings off of. I know it looks really dead, but it's not. Just kind of pruned it back heavily. It'll grow back. This is a miniature poinsettia tree. A couple more mangoes. This stuff here is Chinese mugglewort. This is a sunflower. And this is all basil, which it might make it, it might not. Had some citrus growing. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But there really isn't a whole lot going on in here. I just kind of got to keep it watered and nice and cool for the time being. I keep having to put stuff up on the door here so it stays open so I can get a breeze. This is my Jabota Caba. I dug it up from the backyard. These usually need a lot of water to grow so you can get fruit on it. So I figured take it up from the backyard and just pump it as full with as much water as possible. There we go. I can't talk today. It's been a rough morning. All this cold weather got me all frazzled. I know people up north are like, yeah, cold weather, right? Shut your mouth. Yeah, I get it. I'm from up north. Y'all are freezing to death up there. All jokes aside though, weather's been decent in the afternoons, a bit brisky in the morning, which is fine. It's actually good for tomatoes. Getting some critters on here, and looks like a fungus, and we have mealy bugs. Great. Okay. That's okay. I'll treat it, spray it, and see what happens. No need to get too excited about it. This is, I can't even think today, Malabar spinach. It tastes like spinach. It's pretty good. It thrives in heat. I got some more back there. Seems to grow well. And I got a whole mess load of dragon fruit cactus. My bananas, which seem to be doing okay. And then we're going to go back here. Here's all my cuttings. Make sure they get watered. These are all pepper cuttings and tomato cuttings and whatnot. Citrus, dragon fruit, guava. My guava's looking a little sad. I better give it some water. And just trying to make sure that my air layer that I got here actually works. I hope it takes off. Alright, now let's go back to the back garden. I need to cut my grass. It's one of those things. I'm not big on a well manicured lawn. I don't know why. It's probably not a good thing, but it's okay. Weevils. Let's see if we can get them here. I can't see because of the sun. There we go. There it is. Weevils mating. Sorry guys. I know that a little etchy here with the camera. We got some fruit coming on here, ripening. This is a mulberry. I got it whenever it was just a little tiny cutting. Now look at it, it's huge. So I'm going to spray it down, get all these weevils off of here that are trying to procreate on my bush. Go figure. This is a Suriname cherry, which hasn't produced no fruit yet. Still waiting on that. Oh, let me drag this hose all the way back here. Black sapote. Okay. My peppers. My beans. Hey, the bees are working the peppers. That's awesome. And I don't really spray neem at this time of the day. I'll wait till very late in the afternoon because I don't want to mess with the bees, because they're over here just working all these flowers and whatnot. So I'm just kind of letting them do their thing, which is really cool to watch them sometimes. Kind of takes your mind off all the bad things going on in life, which in today's world we got enough of that. But they are pollinating the crap out of these peppers. I am really happy with that. Look at that pepper right there. It's a nice pepper. These things are hot too. They are spicy. And these are tomato cuttings, which I put in the ground. They're actually doing pretty good. I'm excited. Get me some tomatoes. And those aren't competition tomatoes. Those are just eating tomatoes. Competition tomatoes are eating tomatoes too, but you know, everything has its purpose. Yeah, just kind of watering the peppers. Let's see here. And I'm trying not to get them totally wet because I want the bees to continue pollinating them. Let's see here. Alright, and then I got some sweet potato that's just doing its own thing. I should get that in the ground. Yep, very good. So, basil, tomatoes. Getting some pretty good tomatoes on these. There's one. Oh, let me see here. There it is. You can see that. And it's still morning, so sorry about the sun. Yeah, so you guys can see. Look at this guy. That's a gem hidden right there. And I'm not trying to take off too much foliage because I don't want to get issues with bugs and stuff like that. I figure if I leave some foliage, it'll give them something to chew on until I catch them, like this guy right here. Look at this fella. Look at that. Now that is a big one. But you know what it's going to look great on? This guy right here is going to look awesome whenever I feed him to my lizard. If there's one, now I got to sit out here and check the whole plant, because if there's one, there's a bunch more. So I'm going to stick this guy right in there. Let's see now, where's the rest of them? Because I'm looking for traces. See this? That is a tomato hornworm, and if there's one, there are a few of them. There's one. And you got to kind of have an eye for this stuff. There's two. Okay, I got two off of it. Alright, you see, I could spray these with BT, which is usually the answer. And it works great. However, getting out here, looking at your plants, making sure that you don't have these kind of infestations are key. And it is a little time consuming, but with that time consumption, you get to keep your plants, because these worms will literally devastate a plant in little less than 3 days, maybe a week. And they act fast and they eat hard. I mean, they will tear this thing up. So with that being said, now I got to go over all my plants and make sure that there's no more worms munching away, which I'm guaranteed to find at least 3 more. So now I really got to be looking here. And what I'm looking for is any signs of worms munching, missing branches, things like that. Because if they're on these ones, they're on that one, and that one. So I just assume I got them and start looking. And usually they're under the leaves whenever they're eating. And they're well camouflaged, I'll give them that. They are very good at what they do. And then I got to be good at what I do in finding them. Because if you don't, they'll eat everything. Like, okay, I'm seeing that this one's missing. So now I got to really look at this plant from here and everywhere else to make sure that I don't got another one under there munching. Oh man, these things are something else. And none there. And that goes back to what I said about leaving some foliage on there, so something like this happens, I still got plant left and not just a stem, because these things are ferocious eaters and they will eat, because that's what they do. Not seeing any at the moment. And just so you know, they can't sting you or bite you or nothing crazy like that. Nothing like that going on. However, they will tear up your tomato plants real quick, fast, and in a hurry. So I got to really look very, very well on this, or I will be missing a lot of plants in a day or two. And this is a daily thing. I got to come out here now and look at all these. Okay, now I'm looking at this one. Let's see if we got any on here. There's some kind of stress going on. I could tell by the way the plant's acting. The curling of the leaves. We got some kind of stress going on here. So now I check all my stuff and see if anything's eating it. And if I get like leaves like this that are chewed up, I just pull them off. They ain't gonna hurt the plant. Got plenty to lose. But you really gotta look hard, because these worms will devastate a plant in a matter of a few days, like I said. And these are my daughters, so you can see she's already getting fruit on here, which is awesome. Huh. Is there none on here? Did she luck out? She always gets so lucky. Why do I get the pest and she don't? Like I said, she's gonna win this tomato contest, I can already tell you. Because she's just lucky like that. I'm gonna check all of her other plants to make sure there ain't some evil little worm about to eat up everything. And you want to catch these worms before they start laying eggs too, because once that happens, you'll come out here and be like, where did my plant go? Something ate my plant. And it's one of these green little worms, just doing its thing. Make sure I ain't got any on that one. Gotta, like I said, look under some leaves and make sure that you ain't got none of that going on. Like I'm seeing some stuff getting eaten here, but I don't see any worm. Okay, so far so well. I'm not really seeing much. I'll go over here and check some of these other plants. Make sure nothing's eating them. And this is an easy way to do it if they're laying down. Just kind of lift them up and look at under the leaves. Because these worms, that's where they hang out. They hang out under the leaves and munch on your stuff. What do we got here? Is that broke or is that eaten? So this is interesting. That's broken. So let's pull that off. Nothing's eaten yet. I don't see any worms yet, which is good. I think my daughter's gonna win this thing, like I said. Wouldn't surprise me. But her plants seem to be wormless. Lucky her. Me, on the other hand, not so lucky. That means I gotta check these plants too, because if I got them over here. Oh, there's another one. Look at that, right in front of me. I didn't even see it. Look at this. See that guy? Boop. And now I gotta check all these. But as you can see, he's under the leaf, just chilling. And this thing, that ain't gonna hurt you. And don't confuse these with the swallowtail. If you're down here in Florida, there's a swallowtail butterfly that's always on citrus. It looks like bird droppings. Actually, I think it's the defense of the worm, and it's really camouflaged well as bird droppings. See, I'm starting to see some more chewed up leaves here. But the ones that look like bird droppings, they're actually harmless. They just eat the leaves on your citrus. They really don't hurt nothing. They don't eat the fruit or anything crazy like that. Okay, well, if I'm seeing that one, there's probably more on here. Like I said, I'm gonna have to come out later and look again and look again. Like whenever the sun hits a certain spot in the day, you can see them better. Like I see them better in the afternoon, but I still want to check now because, like I said, in the day, them little buggers will eat the whole plant. It don't take much either. And I'm not seeing anything right now, but that could change in a couple hours. And let me look up here again. And they like the leaves usually at the top of the plant. They're usually up there eating stuff, so. Alright, now let me take this hose over here and water her stuff. There we go. Now I'll go check my other plants. Make sure I ain't got no tomato hornworm on there. It's like I said, these buggers are relentless. I don't see any damage. So far so good. Okay. Because usually they'll just start eating from here down and devastate a plant. So that one's good. And once you find one, you better check all your plants. So you'll be coming out here going, hey, where'd my plant go? It's gone. Because you didn't catch that worm in time and it ate it. So that's what I do. And I like the smell of tomatoes, so it's kind of nice. Okay. Well, those ones are good. Up. Oh, looky here. Looky here. See how that happened? Now that's got me curious. Probably another worm. So like I said, I got to check all my tomatoes now and make sure I don't have any more of these hornworms, because once they start, that's it. Your plant will be gone in no time. And I like mixing them in with the peppers because they don't mess with the peppers like they do everything else. So far I got three or four. Oh, nope, 5. Check this out. like I said, just got to keep looking. And you don't even see them until you stand there and look at a plant. Sometimes you got to step back, just kind of look at where it's all clustered together. Well, there's a bunch of leaves, 2 or 3 different angles, and you'll find them. It just takes time, guys. But yeah, that's what I'm doing today, looking for tomato hornworms that are eating my plant. Go figure. It's my kind of day right here. War on worms. Like I said, you just got to keep looking. Even if you looked in a spot once, look 2 or 3 times, because you might not have seen them. And if you like your tomato crop, you better check it, because these guys are relentless. And I'll come back again and check it again and again and again. But here's the fun part. Check this out. While I'm watering plants, one's good. This one will be fine. I'm sorry guys about the camera angles here. Trying to do 2 things at once. Alright, let's go feed some chickens. This is what we do with our worms. This big old rooster here, his name's Tank. And Tank, he loves himself some worms. Hi, honey. Yep, there's one. Okay, that leaf's done. There's 2. Come on. 3. And I feel bad for this dude. He don't get out much, but I'm gonna give him a worm. Here, this is Tank Jr. This is Tank's offspring. Come on. There you go. And I'll feed them to them and they'll eat them, and whoa! And unfortunately, here in South Florida, we have fire ants. And that's what they do to your feet whenever you get too close. And yep, I'm fixing to get tore up. So, yep, there's one. There's one. They sting you, and they put their entire everything into it. So you gotta make sure you kill them all. So I'm gonna end this video now because my shoes are being overtaken by biting ants, stinging ants. So, till next time, guys. Have fun gardening, and watch where you're stepping, because ants sting and it hurts. Alright, till next time. See you later.